if you figure out a way to help patients heal, and that way doesn't include a pill or a surgery, well, then the hospital and the doctor are in big trouble, because if you figure out a way to help people heal and you can't charge them for it, well, then you've just worked yourself out of a job.
So, guys, I wanted to talk to you all about how important it is to um, go check on your loved ones as in nursing homes, as in hospitals, because these doctors and some nurses, um, you know what? I'm not even gonna put nurses in it. Let's just say the healthcare industry, the system, period. They are not looking out for your loved ones, in their best interest. Not always, and not all of them. I can't say that for every doctor. However, it is um, a business at the end of the day, and they are trying to get paid by any means necessary. But I'm saying all that to say, if you don't check on your loved one, especially in these nursing homes, these rundown Medicare, Medicaid nursing homes, um, your loved one is not going to get the best care. And that's just period. I'm just going to be perfectly honest with you. They're not. Um, they normally get neglected. And when I say neglected, meaning they're not getting top notch care. They might get checked and changed, but as soon as, the patient refuse, they're not going to fight with them about, changing them. Your loved one is just going to be sitting in urine and poop. And at the end of the day, honestly, they have that right. So you can't get mad at CNAs and nurses when you walk into those nursing homes and see your loved one in that situation. If anything, you should ask the nurse or the CNA, like, hey, I noticed that my mom is wet or soiled, and I was wondering, did anybody try to change her? And if so, what happened? Normally, the nurses are supposed to keep up with that type of information in the computer, whether they refused or they was combative or whatever the case may have been. But again, I'm saying that to say, if you're not checking in on your loved ones and making sure that they, getting the proper care that they need, that's another reason why nursing homes smell like straight urine. Um, Besides housekeeping, you see they come in, they do what they do, but come on, even after housekeeping clean, why does the nursing home still smell like urine? Because somebody in there is still wet. They might be urine on the floor. Like I went inside a nursing home where I went to check on my aunt. Literally, urine was underneath the bed. Now the rest of the room was clean, but I saw a puddle of urine. And yes, I said something. This is well before I became a nurse. I want to say something, and they came and cleaned it up. But I was just like, wow. Like, if I didn't come, how long would this have stayed? You know, to the point that it evaporate, dry up, and that's how the room's still smelling. Like, seriously, clothes and stuff being washed at these nursing homes or assisted living, like that stuff will stay in the rooms if you not there just checking on your loved one. Like, oh my God, why does it smell like this? Like, I'm telling y'all this is because I just received a call, not even just, maybe a couple of hours ago, I received a call from my mom and she was just saying how my grandmother was in the hospital right now. And she was like, I believe, well, my mom said she believed that my grandmother had a stroke. She was like, her speech is slurred, da 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 da. And she, she's confused, like she's very confused. She has some confusion. And I said, oh, I said, well, mom, one thing that I noticed, like at my job in assisted living is like, normally when they're confused, they more than likely got a UTI. She said, well, the doctor and the nurse, they never mentioned anything to me about a UTI. She said, matter of fact, what is a UTI? And I said, it's a urinary tract infection. She said, oh. She said, no, they didn't mention that. She said, let me call up to the hospital because your sister is there, and I can have her to ask the nurse about, because they had collected a urine last night. She was like, let me find out if she does have a UTI or not. So my mom calls me back, and she's like, Precious, she's not going to believe this. She was like, yes, your grandmother has a UTI. That is where the confusion is coming from. However, they are not treating her. Again, this is why I'm telling you guys, go check on your loved ones. Somebody sit there, somebody advocate for your mom, your dad, your uncle, sister, whoever's in the hospital. Because a lot of times these people get dropped off in these nursing homes, nobody ever come back and check on them. That's how they're out of like washcloths and towels, wipes, what else? Whatever your loved one may need in the room. They might outgrow their clothes. Because all they do in the nursing home is sitting around eating stuff all day, watching TV. So yeah, they're not gonna have the things that they need because nobody's checking on them. But you have to be that person that step in and check on your loved one. So anyways, back to the story. So yeah, the doctor was not giving my grandmother any medication, no antibiotic to clear up her UTI. Just so happened while I'm on the phone with my sister and I have my mom on three-way, the nurse walks in. And so she's explaining, your grandmother has a UTI and the doctor is not treating her yet because they're waiting for the culture to come back to see what antibiotic is best for her and her system. And so into what I'm saying, okay, I'm sorry. I'm a nurse and what I've seen in the past, I said I work with many doctors, and what I've seen in the past is the doctor will put your loved one on an antibiotic, even if it's not the correct one, just to get the ball rolling, to try to clear up that bacteria. However, once the culture come back, they will switch the medication. Listen now, they will switch the medication to the correct antibiotic that can help clear up that UTI faster. And so when I said this to her, she got quiet. So she was like, well, the doctor just said that he didn't want to do anything right now. I said, ma'am, I understand. I understand your position. I understand that you can't do nothing without a doctor's order. I get it. However, I need you to stay on top of the doctor. And I need you to, press for him to start her antibiotic. Because other than that, my grandmother's confusion is not going to go anywhere. Not only that, she's going to continue to, her UTI was going to continue to get worse. So the nurse over the phone, she said, okay, I'll stay on top of them. But I'm letting you guys know this. Like I explained to my mom and my sister. The nurse told them that the culture is going to take, it'll be back on Monday. Again, I work in the healthcare system, and we don't even have the equipment at my current job, at the assisted living. We have a lab. They come in, they'll collect the urine, and they take it to the lab. Our urine results come back, depending on when they pick it up. If they pick it up early in the morning, we'll have the results that evening. But it comes back within 24 hours. A culture, maybe 48. So it should be 2 days. If they collected this morning, it probably should be back by Sunday. The doctor probably don't want to be bothered no more this weekend. He wants to enjoy his family. I understand, but you still have patients to take care of. You got into this business to take care of people? Okay, let's do that. Just start her on something so that her UTI does not get worse. Okay, so like I was explaining to my sister and my mom, like, hey, the culture should be back before Monday. I said they're buying time. Guys, know this. When your loved one is in the hospital, especially over the weekend, they are buying time. They trying to soak as much of your insurance up as they can. When I say soak up, meaning take as much money as possible. Never forget, healthcare business is a business first. So they're trying to make sure they're making money.